One more election topic. Let's talk about it.
Man Up with Mark. Mark talks about everything under the sun. You may agree with him, and again, you may not.
Okay, I promise this is going to be my last one. This is going to be my last election-related podcast. I promise. With everything said and done now, I received a post. Actually, it was a repost from one of my contacts on LinkedIn. LinkedIn tries not to get too political. In fact, when people start, putting their personal political beliefs or their personal religious beliefs on LinkedIn, generally there's comments that follow of, hey, this ain't the platform. Hey, do this on Facebook. Hey, go to TikTok, you moron. Comments like that. LinkedIn is LinkedIn. It's to network. It's to connect with other workers, find employment, professional type of talkie talks. Professional types of talkie talks. Yeah, that was professional sounding. But this one gentleman, I'm not going to mention names. One, because I don't want to get in trouble, because if I mention this guy's name and he didn't want his name mentioned, then, he'd come back at me with pitchforks and bad shit. So I won't mention his name. But he posted something that was, rather astounding. It made sense. I liked his post. Even though it was political and it was on LinkedIn, I kind of liked it. For the most part, his post got, pretty positive responses. There were still people that commented, hey, this is a networking platform. Get off with the politics. And there were people that commented that he didn't know what he was talking about. And, the normal stuff. But the majority was pretty positive. So what I'd like to do for you today is just read this to you. Hopefully I can read it to you in an intelligent way and not stumble on this too much. And I'm going to be looking at my other screen. So hope that doesn't bother you too much. The topic is policy versus personality. Democrats' own goal. Going from joy and hope to fascist and Hitler were not good political strategies. Saying you back the policies of the last 4 years and then saying you are going to change them is not good political strategy either. The election outcome was empathetic. Trump won the Electoral College, the popular vote, the Senate, and likely the House. Is a resounding victory. The MSM media, mainstream media, you knew that. The MSM media are saying, how can you vote for someone who was impeached twice, had 2 investigations, and numerous court cases, etc., etc.? They just don't get it. People didn't vote for Trump. They voted against what had been happening in the U.S. for over the last 4 years. Harris is a reflection of that. In fact, she embraced it, said she was part of those decisions, and then she turned around and said she would reverse them. Trump was the person on the other side of the ledger. For Trump, people admired the fact that he never gave up. 2 attempted assassinations, and he fights harder for what he believes. People admire that. I listened to an Amish being interviewed. Why? It was the first time they had ever voted en masse. They said that their lives were under attack. They just wanted to get on and live the way they live. They don't harm anyone, yet they said their lifestyles were under attack. Their organic farming was being regulated to death, and the cost of living was wiping out any profit. Pretty simple, really. The Democrats fought on personality. They started with joy and hope, and when that was not working out, as there was no substance behind it, they turned to personality politics at an ugly level. Trump has always used personality politics all his life. But he can also bridge policy. People remember their lives were better under Trump. And comparing it to Biden's last 4 years, they made a decision. It's pretty simple, really. The other factor was the Republicans picked up their ground game. That also made a difference. I don't know, it's pretty well said. Pretty logical. It is what it is now. Let's go on with life. Let's make things better for our families, for our friends, for our places where we live. I'm sure you may have a comment on that. I'd like to know what your comment is. Also, please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Also, please contribute to my Patreon, patreon.com/manupwithmark. And I promise this will be my last political podcast for a while. See ya.
If you have a question or comment, email Mark at manupwithmark.com.